Hey y'all, it's Liz. How are you? I'm coming tonight because I got to do a video for one of my subbies. She's in the high school. She's a senior this year, and she's got a friend named Nikki, and her friend she's had trouble finding a guy, and my subby. We'll call her Tabby. My subby Tabby had told Nikki, said, well, don't worry about it. A good guy will come along soon enough. Well, about 6 months ago, she started talking to this guy on MySpace. His name is George. He lives in the same town as us. And at first, I was all happy for her because she seemed to be so happy. They started dating, and within 5 months, they got engaged and they moved in together. Everyone thinks she's moving way too fast, and it would be okay because she is 18, but the only thing that's changing is all of her friends think that in the privacy of their home, George and Nikki's home, he's not a very nice guy to her. Even though they've been together for 6 months, the whole time, he has never opened up to me nor to any of Nikki's friends. And Tabby's been friends with her for 15 years. He seems to be a very jealous type because he always wants to know where she's going, who she's with, and just things like that. Even when she's just hanging out with the girls. Every time they're on the phone together while they're at school, they're always fighting and arguing. I have personally seen 2 occasions where he seemed to be the type that would hit a woman. They went on their senior skip day, which they have that here too because both of my kids went to senior skip day. They just skipped and went to the beach and hung out all night or all day. So they went on a road trip, Tabby, Nikki, and 2 other girls. And George didn't really want Nikki to go in the first place, but she went anyways. He was constantly calling her, and they were constantly fighting over the phone. I had to make her get off the phone. He made her get something for him to eat. And they went to where he works at, and, they gave him his food. And she said when he got out of the car, he asked her, why in the fucking hell are you doing this? Talking about skipping. And she told him to shut up. He then made a fist, and he hit his chest against hers really hard and said, God damn it, and acted like he was going to hit her. She got back into the car, and when Tabby went to drive off, he told her to stop, but she didn't. She kept going. This year at prom, while they were waiting in line, Nikki and George were standing behind Tabby and her boyfriend, and they could hear George and Nikki cussing. And George said to Nikki, I'll knock your fucking brains out, you bitch. And that flew all over Tabby, and she turned around and said, don't you ever call her a bitch again, you motherfucker. And he shut up real quick. They argued during the entire prom, and she couldn't even have a good time because of him. Apparently, Nikki's the type of person who's never taken crap off of anyone, but she is with this guy. And me and my friends are really scared because just the way he acts, we think he's hurting her or he will end up hurting her. And we don't know what to do. Please tell me what you would do in this situation, Liz, because I really need help. Well, first of all you can do is talk to your friend. It's funny how at that age, friends or no friends, sometimes it just doesn't, love just takes over. I would suggest that you talk to her and, tell her how you feel. This is a touchy situation because how about if he's not abusing her? Maybe you can do, help open her eyes to what kind of man would she want. Does she want a man that's going to call her a bitch? Does she want a man that will, chest slammer? I mean, I don't get that. I don't get these young kids, these young boys doing this shit. My advice to you, Tabby, would be to talk to Nikki and tell her how you feel. Tell her what your concerns are. And, all you can do is tell her, and she'll have to take it from there. If there's abuse going on, she'll need to find a way to get out of that situation. But if there's not abuse going on, which to me it's probably more of mental and verbal abuse, calling her names and stuff, and just tell her, hey, you know, why would you want a guy that's going to talk to you that way? Why would you want a punk ass motherfucker like that? You know, because that's what he is. He's a fucking punk. He's 18, I'm assuming, same age, because you guys go to school together. You know, he probably just ain't never had his ass whipped. That's why he like that. You know, he probably didn't have a mommy or a daddy that would whip his ass. Because I'm telling you, my son, I compare him with a lot of these kids, these young boys out there, and I'm going to tell you something. I got a good son. Would never lay a hand on a woman. Never. Which sometimes that might not be a good thing, you know, because I'm always like, you know, now if she's slapping you and hitting you and punching you, yeah, you need to go ahead and take care of business. But just to be verbally abusive like this is not a good way to start a relationship. So, like I said, talk to her, tell her your concerns, and go from there. And, you know, find out why does she want George? Why does she want a guy? She could do bad by herself. She damn sure don't need no other dude up there calling her a bitch, and you know, she's too young for that. She needs to live her life. And I wouldn't even have moved in with him, you know. But like I said, at 18, all you can do is hold your breath and pray. So my advice, Tabby, is just talk to her and let her know where you're coming from and what concerns you have, and let her know she can find a better guy. You don't want a guy that's going to sit around and call you a bitch and draw back his fist at you and stuff like that. No woman would want that, you know. And she's too young to be getting in a relationship if it is physical. If it's a physical relationship like that, where, I mean, abusive, a physically abusive relationship like that. She's way too young for that. And you might want to just tell her that, okay? Keep me informed. Let me know what's going on, you know. Like I said, talk to your friend. You guys have been friends for 15 years. You need to talk to her, and you need to tell her exactly how you feel and what your concerns are. Okay? Keep me informed. All right. If you guys have any comments, just leave it down below. All right. You guys have a good one. Bye.